red. Weapons tight. I want everything loaded.
It's a fun,
exciting action
summer
popcorn
movie.
Hit it!
Oh, man, I love it. I think it's just a really fun, escape-driven movie. And, I mean, you're just, from the get-go, it's the unexpected is happening.
Real bad idea, Lieutenant. It is a whole new world. And that was scary for me. But I like challenges. I like stuff like that. It gets me excited. It gets me attentive and inspired. And I think that's what I really enjoyed about the experience of acting. It was brand new, and it was a challenge, and it wasn't me just living my life or playing myself. I actually had to embody another person, which I found to be quite intriguing. What the hell is that?
I'm constantly drawn to films about soldiers or athletes or policemen or firemen, anybody that... I love the emotion behind violence and the emotion behind someone who's willing to make the sacrifices that potentially put their lives on the line.
Sir!
And that's a subject that's appealing to me. And I was also determined to find a credible way of bringing aliens to Earth. You know, I like sci-fi films, I like alien films, but what I don't like is when they just come, we don't know where they came from, we don't know what they want. All we know is they're killing everything that gets near them.
You may want to come take a look at this.
Where did we find it?
Just fished him right out of the water.
When I saw Stephen Hawking's documentary on aliens, and he talked about Goldilocks planets, and he warned us that we should stop targeting planets with beacons, which we really do, because if they do come, it's probably going to get rough.
Oh, my God.
I met with Peter Berg at his office. He showed me through the whole film and some of the characters, and I felt like he trusted me to play that role so much that I really believed that I could do it.
3, 2,
Ready all guns.
1.
It was something that was small. She was a badass. I was thrilled with that. And I thought it was a really nice twist to have it be Navy-based.
I think the greatest thing that Pete brought to this movie, well, he brought so much to it, obviously. He brought the movie together, but one of the greatest things he brought to the movie was incorporating active military, veterans, active Navy, and so I think the respect for the military was shared between Pete and all the castmates.
And fire!
I thought, without making a film about politics, about America riding in and saving the day, we could celebrate the awesomeness of people who have dedicated their lives to serving.
Rick, get your ass to CIC. Now!
When I got on set, I worked really closely with a weapons officer who is like the real-life Rakes, the character that I play, and she was all tatted up. Really sweet girl, but she's very, very tough, very badass, and I had to work with her really closely and just feel her out and observe the way she moves, the way she speaks, her body language. She taught me also a lot how to handle the weapons. She was definitely helpful in that area.
Mahalo.
I definitely enjoyed being a part of the background as opposed to all the focus being on me or all the pressure being on me. I enjoyed that, especially because it was a brand new world for me. So you don't ever want to kind of have the spotlight on you when you're an amateur, really. You kind of want to be in the background and watch what's going on and observe and learn, really. And I was able to do that in this film.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to bear witness to the making of history.
combination of research and taking the time to try and maintain at the core of the creative experience one man's journey, so that there is an arc. And the arc in our case is Taylor Kitsch and Alex Hopper, and watching the journey that he goes on.
What are your orders? We're not going down without a fight.
That's everything, relatability. And I love the human side of Hopper. He's more or less an everyday guy very scared of his own potential and very scared of failure. And it's through attrition and through his brother that puts him in that spot. And I love the human moment that he doesn't even want to be the leader when it comes down to it, when he learns the captain's gone and it's him now. And that's a very important element that Pete and I had. Otherwise, it's just another one of those films.
You definitely need that human component there. I mean, I think it needs to be something more than just people fighting these big alien ships. You need to feel for the characters. You need to want Hopper to get back to Sam at the end. And so building this kind of romance, which takes place over, a time lapse of 5 years, it was important. And I think the biggest thing for us is we wanted to add some humor to it. It couldn't be all dramatic, like, oh my God, I'm so in love. Like, it had to be, it had to be fun, which is why we have the conflict with my father. I mean, there had to be something that felt real there.
What my daughter sees in you is a great mystery to me. You're a very smart individual with very weak character, leadership, and decision-making skills. Do you have anything to say to me? Anything?
Negative, sir.
I believe in taking an action sequence and trying to look at it almost as a piece of music, and there have to be climaxes and lulls, and there's got to be even humor and surprise and twists, and that's not easy to do, and I certainly don't always succeed at it, but at least I try, and I have a great team of stunt coordinators and second unit directors and cameramen, and we all try and think about ways of looking at action as something that's got twists, that has surprises.
All down. 3, 2, 1, go!
Once I saw it all come together, I was like, okay, this makes sense to me. This is good. And it's just fun. And I think my favorite part about the whole thing is the fact that with every heavy, intense action scene, there's a little bit of humor that always kind of alleviates the mood, which I think is important in these kind of movies.
Let's see if we can't buy the world another day. Who talks like that?
My imagination was, there's no comparison to what the film really looks like. I mean, I did not expect it to look like that. It's incredible, really. The graphics and the effects are insane.
What the?
Once you start really having your guard down with this film and you're laughing right away, I think you should just be on for the ride and enjoy it,
Sometimes these films have a tendency to just spin out of control at the end, and oftentimes visual effects take center stage, and you just blow up as much stuff as you possibly can, as often as you can. And I did set as a goal for Battleship that we would try and hold on to our characters, and that we would hold on to our characters up until the very end.
This is legitimate extraterrestrial contact.
We aspire to let people laugh. We aspire to scare people. But we also aspire to never let Battleship devolve into just a series of explosions. Not that we don't have a lot of explosions. We have a lot of explosions.